All right, this is Lynn with Lynns Hangouts, and we're here tonight at a very special place, the studio of V103 Rock Internet Radio Station. And we are grabbing an interview with Greg Halldorson, lead vocalist of Adonis DNA, yay, and part owner of V103 Rock. Yay, awesome. Thank you, Greg, so much for hanging out with us tonight and letting us hang out with you. We
Absolutely.
had an awesome evening, a couple hours we spent here at the radio station, seeing what's going on, chatting. You guys are amazing. Very, very fun.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for the invite. It was great. And again, first I'd like to thank V103 Rock for being one of the first to support Lynns Hangouts and for their awesome support of the local music scene. You guys are great.
I want to thank Lynns Hangouts for being such a huge support of the music scene in general.
Oh, thank you.
Especially with the cover bands out there. We don't get much love.
And you need more. You do. You should get a lot. You guys are awesome.
On the radio station, we take care of all the local bands out there, the original acts, things like that. But the cover bands kind of get left out.
They kind of get, and they shouldn't, because there's so much talent in the city with them. So
I agree.
It's just amazing, and I'm so glad to be able to support that. And Adonis DNA is one of my favorite. You guys rock. I had so much fun at Thunder Valley. Looking forward to Mandangos on the 30th.
Yes.
March 30th. So looking forward to that. I'll be there. So let's chat first about a little bit about V103 Rock. How did that get started? What's the scoop on that? How did that start for you?
Funny you would bring that up because it ties right in with cover bands.
Awesome.
Adonis DNA booked a show at the Boardwalk opening up for the Lynch Mob. George Lynch, Dawkins, one of my favorite bands growing up. I thought it would be great to, have a 80s rock cover band play before Lynch Mob, and my goal was to play right up next to him, so we had to outsell all the other bands. And the guys in the band really came through, our fans really came through.
Awesome.
And we outsold everybody, including the national act.
Very cool. Very cool.
And we got to play right in front of Lynch Mob, and I was stoked. It was one of our best shows to date at that point. We were still a young cover band in the fact that we hadn't been together too long. Mm-hmm. And we rocked it, and I got to talk to George Lynch a little bit afterwards, and as I come walking outside, I'm with my buddy Linus of Sucker Punch and Big Guns, who also played in Adonis DNA for a bit of time. Mm-hmm. We go walking out front, and I hear this guy out there talking about, I can't believe they had a cover band playing here tonight, what's that all about? And my buddy Linus is like, yeah, I can't believe they did that either. What's that all about? And he's like, that band sucked, The guy's like, well, it sucked, but I wish they wouldn't have done, Scorpions, because they're my favorite band, and kind of ruined it for me. And I come out from behind Linus, and I'm like, are you saying I can't sing? And this guy looks at me, and he's just like, his eyes get huge, and he's like, no, I just, Scorpions are my favorite band, and the way Klaus sings it, I like it, and I just wish he didn't do Scorpions. And I'm like, so you don't like cover bands? And he's like, well, I just, and he's backpedaling. Yeah. I'm really just giving him shit. I can care less.
Yeah.
But that ended up being DJ Guido, or Brian Stevens, the founder of V103 Rock.
Very cool.
And
very cool.
He called me 2 weeks later, and he was like, hey man, I need your cover band to come out here and take a look at this club in Galt, because we're going to start having live music.
Oh, now cover bands were important to him.
Right, this club wanted to have live music. Yeah. They hadn't done it before. He was like, you guys are a good cover band, I've seen you, come on out. So I went out, and that was the first time I stepped foot in the South studio. Oh. And I was like, this is really cool, that this is a good thing you got going on here. You're supporting all the local music. And he booked me a gig at this place, and it turned out being the place that I now do sound for.
Oh, nice.
And it just kind of was this whole, introduction into my now second family. Mm-hmm. And me and Guido hit it off, and here I am today, part owner of this monster.
That's great. That is an awesome story. Very impressive. And I was going to say, to kind of round out you in the music world, you are the lead vocalist of Adonis DNA. Yeah. You, like you were just saying, you do sound, and we talked a little bit earlier, you're starting up another band, another cover band.
Yeah.
So you got your fingers in a lot of different avenues here going on. You're a busy man.
Yeah, my wife will tell you I have too many hobbies.
Oh, too many hobbies. They need to start paying off.
Yeah. Some of them do, most of them don't.
Oh, I'm glad to hear some do. That's awesome. Very cool.
No, I was asked to be a part of another project.
Very cool.
With my friend Chris Jameson from Endangered Souls, and a few other guys. Ziggy from Cattywampus has expressed interest in playing bass, and it's guys that I really, really like and I've known for a while, and
it's going to be a rockin' band. I can't wait to
I was
see
honored to be asked to play with them. So
yeah, that is really
stoked.
cool. Well, tell me how your musical abilities all started. Were you your age? Was it high school? You said you were a drummer at first, and then became a vocalist. So how did all that progress?
My uncle is a professional drummer.
Oh.
Brian Courtwright. A lot of the guys in Sacramento know him. He's been around forever.
Very cool.
He played in bands when I was a little kid. He used to practice upstairs at my grandma's house.
Wow.
So I'd be at grandma's house and spending the night and listening to Uncle Brian's band play upstairs. And, he hipped me to, Pink Floyd and Cheap Trick and, all that. Was never really happy that I got into Kiss. But, and he was a drummer, and me and my brother, we were just enamored with him.
Wow.
My grandma was a singer, was an opera singer and a pianist. Mm-hmm. So we were around music.
Good music in the family
from a young age.
Yeah, very cool.
Got into playing drums, and it took off from there. I played drums for a long time. I tried guitar. It was a little too. Couldn't focus enough to really pick it up. So I woke up one day and said, I think I want to sing.
Nice.
And started singing, because that's what I do. I wake up and say I want to do something.
And you do it.
And I dive head first into it. Win, lose, or draw.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, so now I'm a singer.
Now you're a singer. Because I noticed at Thunder Valley, at that particular gig, you changed with Greggy D, and he sang, and you did some drumming, so I did get to see you perform on the drums.
Yes.
Their little toy kit, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, they have that little electric kit up there, which is...
It's very different, huh?
Yeah, it is. If you've seen Greggy D's regular kit, it's a lot different.
It's a lot different
from his regular kit.
No, you got up there and just rocked it. It was really, really awesome. So I was wondering about that, how the progression was with the drumming and the singing. So, and you had told me earlier off camera that, as you just now said, that you just woke up and said I want to be a singer, but you also felt that was a more natural fit for you.
Yeah. When I played drums, it was just the strangest thing. I would be nervous all day when I had a gig. I would wake up in the morning and just nerves, on the toilet all day. I don't mean to be gross.
I can't edit that.
Just, just nervous. And all the way through playing, and when I started singing, all of that went away.
You didn't have the nerves?
Not at all. Not even remotely. I'll never forget. My first gig, I was a little shaky, but second gig, I remember being on stage and thinking, wow, all these people are out here and they're cheering for me and my band.
That's awesome.
And that was such an overwhelming, humbling experience that the nerves went away and they never came back.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, the good support. I can see how that would really build you up.
Funny thing is, when I have to get behind Greg's kit, nerves come right back.
Really? It comes right back? Okay.
It's the strangest thing. The instrument I grew up playing, I get nervous when I have to do it.
And you're sitting in the back.
Yeah.
And the drum, and then as a vocalist, you're up front.
Drummer has a very important job.
Oh,
He's got to keep the time. He's got to keep the band together. So.
Well, they say that let me see if I can get this right. A good drummer can make a bad band good, but a bad drummer can make a good band bad.
Absolutely.
So it's all about the drummer.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I put the drum off on my website, because they don't get enough attention, for one thing. You can sometimes not even see them back there.
Right.
So I thought, let's bring them to the attention there and show people what they're all about.
I love that you did that.
Yeah, the drummers do too. They love it. So.
Chris was nice enough to ask me to judge the drum off this last year at the Roseville at the
Nice.
Roseville Guitar Center. So that was pretty cool. It was me and Danny Zara and Kevin Prince.
Really? I was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there.
I was one of the drummers. I was one of the judges.
Oh my God! Yeah, you were sitting over. I knew you looked familiar.
My hair was really long then.
Yes, yes. No, I remember that because I remember Kevin. After that, I friended him on Facebook. But I was there for Kit Coda.
Yeah,
I won't say his full name, but Kit Coda.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I put him on the drum off that actual video.
I remember when he came up. I'm like, that's the drummer for Skid Roses.
Yes.
I'm like, he's not making enough money in that band. He's got to come in here and. Like, this is... No, actually, I was stoked to see him, and he's a talented drummer.
Very talented. Yeah, he'll be there this year, so I'm looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Video from him, so... Well, we got kind of off center on that one, but yeah,
Sorry.
That's really cool. Very good. And I love you as a singer of Adonis DNA.
Thank you.
Very cool. You rock it. You guys just get out there as powerhouses. Love it. And I'll have to say, too, a side note, that I love the fact that you guys get out with your wireless... instruments, and you get out in the audience and walk around and play to them. That means so much to fans. I don't know if you know that or not, but people love that. You really pull them into your band that way.
Yeah, I'm a fan of music and bands, and I can remember when I was a kid going to see my uncle's bands playing.
Yeah.
And I remember his lead singer putting the microphone down for me, and I got to sing part of their song, and it just blew my mind, and when you go to a concert, a national act, and you see them pull a kid out of the crowd and bring him up on stage.
Absolutely.
Motley Crue used to do that. They'd break a guitar and pull someone out of the crowd and give them the guitar. And I mean, I remember seeing that as a fan and being like, that's so cool. That made me feel good for that guy.
The thing is, you guys are there for the fans. You're playing to the fans, so why are the bands not, absorbing the fans more into their gigs? And I love it when you bands do it. It's just awesome, and we love it. It just bonds you together. So.
Without the fans, you don't have a gig.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you consistently play and people don't show up,
you're not going to be consistently playing.
No, absolutely not. And
so
I feed off their energy too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I can
anything
see that.
I can do to get them involved, I jump up on the bar and sing and whatever I got to do.
Yeah, it's a win-win because it gets them going. So that's awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say to Lynns Hangouts and to your fans?
To my fans.
You have fans.
To my mom and my wife.
I leave the house. And
my mom is actually a bigger fan of my brother.
But that's for the next interview we do.
Right. No, thank you so much for everything that you do out there and supporting local music. And to you people that are watching this, get your asses out of your chairs and get into a local venue. I saw the greatest little clip the other day, and I posted it on Facebook, that said, at one point in time, your favorite band was playing in a shitty little club, playing songs off of their first album, which was their best album, playing to practically nobody, so get off your ass, get out there, go see them, and support local music because you might have a good time. Yeah, absolutely. Get off the couch, go out and exercise, and have some fun. You'd be amazed at all the talent out there. And it's not expensive. No. Most of these places that I play don't charge a cover charge. Exactly. And if they do, it's $5, maybe $10. So it's very reasonable. So, very good. Cool. Thank you so much for your time and for hanging out with us and letting us hang out here in your studio tonight. Absolutely. Anytime. Awesome. Anytime. I love having you guys in. We'll definitely come back. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.